Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for choosing our show and thank you very much for your continued support. We don't take that support for granted. Ladies and gentlemen, William Ruto is a stranded man. He is cornered. He has been pushed to the wall. For a very long time, William Ruto thought that he was the next professor of politics after the late president Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, because William Ruto learned very closely working with Moi. He worked with Kibaki, and he has learned largely working with Raila Amolo Odinga. So he thought that in the world of politics, he is the current professor. That sounded to be very true until he met the Generation Z. William Ruto does not know how to handle these people. At first, he wanted to understand who is or who are funding these young boys and girls. He apprehended very many bloggers, those whom they suspected to be the leaders. They interrogated them, but there is no answer. And we gave him a free advice that the sponsors, the elements that are sponsoring Gen Z, are unemployment, unkept promises, a stubborn government, a government that feels and thinks that you can hoodwink all the people all the time. After realizing that these people are partyless, because William Ruto was wondering, who is this political party leader who is supporting them? Is he Raila Odinga? Is he the former president Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta? Is he Jimmy Wanjigi? Who exactly is sponsoring these people? Now they realize that these people are partyless. From which tribe is the funds coming from? These people are tribeless. And they realize that these youths are going out there because they have read, they have got facts, and they want to tell Ruto that you cannot hoodwink us all the time. They formed the major part of the group that voted for William Ruto after they were promised that William Ruto would listen to them. William Ruto called them hustlers. So today, the $1 billion question that William Ruto cannot answer, the think tanks, the NIS, Statehouse and Deep State cannot answer this. How do we deal with Gen Z? At first, William Ruto crafted a team. Let us talk in Statehouse. They met some fake leaders. Gen Z told William Ruto, those are your people. We don't have any leaders. Charlene Ruto met about 47 youth leaders from the 47 counties. Gen Z told them, those are your people. Then William Ruto withdrew the finance bill and he came up with austerity measures. And with that, William Ruto thought that I have now killed it. Gen Z are telling William Ruto, we know you. You can speak a lot. You know what to say. You know what people want to hear. You can say anything to get away with the moment. So they're telling William Ruto, unless you implement what we are talking about, we can never trust you. And William Ruto is worried. How do we deal with Gen Z? Because he has done everything. The numbers keep on swelling. They operate without a leader. They mobilize themselves in social media, and William Ruto is he's stranded. To make it even worse, when they go to the streets, they only have a flag, a placard, and a phone. And so how do you even start beating them? If you look at Twitter today, Occupy CBD Tuesday is trending. Occupy CBD is trending. And when you look at some of the posts that we have there, Occupy CBD Tuesday protests resume tomorrow to force government to do the following. Number one, dissolve parliament. You can see the kind of ultimatum that they are giving the president. Dissolve parliament. Because they feel this parliament is corrupt, is wasteful, is passing laws that are not good for us. So they are telling him, number one, dissolve parliament. Number two, reduce university fees to pre-22 levels, e.g. at University of Nairobi, etc. So they're telling William Ruto that the cost of education is exorbitant. And so William Ruto has got no choice but to reduce it. That is what they are telling William Samoei Ruto. I know they're about to go to school, so they were on vacation. They're also telling William Ruto, return Linda Mama for the free delivery of our mother. So remember Linda Mama that I think it was introduced by the former president, Uhuru Kenyatta. And today, our moms and sisters have got difficulties when they get to the delivery rooms because there's no money. Sometimes even in the hospitals, there are no facilities, even medicine. Linda Mama really used to help. It was abolished. It's no longer working. Most of the people we have talked to are saying they really wish it could come back. So they're telling William Ruto, apart from all the promises that you gave, all the sweet words that you gave us, you need to return Linda Mama. They're also saying, remove the housing levy. It is a scam. You can imagine they are going back. One of the very pet projects of William Ruto was the housing levy. He has tested. He knows how the amount of money that is coming from that place. The housing levy was in the Finance Bill 2023. People went to the street. And if you want to know that William Ruto really values, it is at his heart. This is the reason why William Ruto had to threaten people who are going to court, that they were trying to sabotage his agenda. William Ruto attributed housing levy or the affordable houses to giving youth jobs. When they were going to pass the Finance Bill 2023, Ruto said, I want to see this member of parliament who wants to deny our youths jobs. It's funny now that the very, very youths he was telling that he was creating a job for them is now telling him, we don't want. Remove the housing levy because it is a scam. They're saying, if not, then Ruto must go. You can imagine that you need to do the following or Ruto must go. In fact, that has become their slogan. You remember yesterday when they occupied Uhuru Park, and the names of those the fallen heroes, the youths who died prematurely as a result of the police bullet, when their names were read, the MC was telling them, say Viva, but they were saying Ruto must go. It has become the song of the day. When CS Moses Kuria was in the burial of the father of Jimmy Wanjigi, some youth just from nowhere just told him Ruto must go. He had to cut off his speech. He had to curtail that speech. This has become the order of the day. So as they occupy, they are saying total shutdown. 9th July, Tuesday. Dissolve parliament, reduce university fee, return Linda Mama. And they mean it. Ladies and gentlemen, how do you think William Ruto feels wherever he sits with the think tanks? Because he has tried everything. He has tried everything. How do you think he feels? Because dealing with these youth is not a walk in the park. It is really worrying because these Gen Zs are not giving up. You know, William Ruto had thought that after talking to them and giving promises, they would tone down. The momentum would calm down. These people are not giving up. William Ruto knows how to play politics. He knows that when things are heightened, political temperatures, he will tell you things, so that you cool down. Then he returns to normalcy. But these people are telling him, we are not our fathers. In fact, that is what they're saying. We are not our fathers. We are Gen Zs. So they are not giving up. And this is really giving William Ruto sleepless nights. Number two, they are not convinced by promises. Tumetenga, we have set aside this, we will do this, my government has done this, my government, these kind of promises, they are tired of them. They listened to William Ruto for 10 years. When William Ruto was a deputy president, when William Ruto was campaigning, we will give you this, we will give you free gas, we will give free diapers, we will do that. And now they tell William Ruto, we have listened to your promises. We want you to implement them because we are not going to take any more promises. So they are not hoodwinked. They are not convinced by Ruto's declarations. They want implementation. When they go to the streets, they are exposing William Ruto. Because you remember the other day, just when they were in Uhuru Park, the police kept off and there were no violence. And this tells you that it is the government that unleashed terror when they sent goons on the streets to touch people's businesses, people's vehicles, people's houses. Because when Gen Zs are left alone, like they were in Uhuru Park, it was a show. The musicians like Juakali were there, and they were singing "Ruto must go," only armed with twigs, thorns, placards. Ruto must go. So whenever they go to the streets, even the international media is showing that indeed these people are peaceful. They are protesting in accordance with the government laws, with the Kenyan laws, as it is entrenched in the constitution. When they go to the streets, they paralyze businesses because there are people who do not want to open businesses. Why? Because the government has sent goons. So there are people who do not want to open their businesses because goons will be there taking advantage, because the government is supposed to protect those who are demonstrating and protect businesses. But what the government is doing, they want to send goons so that they can use that as justification of shooting them, or justification to ask them or to declare their demonstrations illegal. So when they do this, government is losing money. Businesses are closed. And this is why William Ruto is a very worried man. He does not know what to do. They are also exposing that William Ruto is not the professor in politics. You can never use archaic methods to control these people. So what exactly should William Ruto do, even as we complete this analysis? Number one is honesty. Number two is honesty. And number three is honesty. This generation needs honesty. You cannot perpetuate corruption and you still think that they're fools, that they don't understand. They know what you implemented. They have read the constitution. And so Tuesday, tomorrow, is a total shutdown as usual. And the momentum will never subside. They will sustain this as long as Ruto does not want to come down. This time, Zacchaeus must come down from the tree, because these Gen Zs have decided a luta continua.